This is Turnfield, Ukraine. I was just there a few months ago. We started programs in bomb shelters for kids, and we have 3 now, but we have an agreement to open another dozen over the next year or 2. And when you talk about what's happening in Ukraine, you're talking about a generation that has lost that social skill. You're talking about, it went from COVID straight into war, and you have all these kids that don't know where to go. And they lost their education, and they lost those developmental years. And what our programs do there is give them all of that back. The ability to work with other kids, to do it through their culture, which they're incredibly proud of. You know, all these kids have friends and relatives that have died, and that's just a reality. But they've used all of that pain and used music as a way to not only recover, but honestly thrive and look toward having a real future. Here you'll see our program in Guatemala City, and we can't show much because our program there, one of the programs, there were a few, is in a facility for boys and girls who have been trafficked. And we have about 100 kids we serve there where they escaped, and it's under a secure facility in a fairly secure location where they use music to recover from trauma. And we had a full background service there. We're talking about mental health, life skills. We have nurseries and things. A lot of these girls have infants. They're talking about on the spot, and they've been through years of torture. And our program is there to give them a way to find a goal. And the change that happens is incredibly dramatic once they start to learn how to express themselves again. They may come in catatonic, but 6 months in, you see them smiling, and you see them start to make friends, and you see them start to think that they have talent in something, and they want to express that, and they want to move forward and do something, and understand that the entire world is people, and there's actual joy out there. But it's an incredibly difficult place to go to, not because it's unhappy, in fact, a facility full of joy, but just because when you have to hear and understand the experience, it's incredibly difficult. Here's one of our U.S. programs. This is on the overall Dakota Territory, Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. This is a place that's the size of Connecticut, about 100,000 people live there.
I'm all the way.
And
celebrating
with the national average, really high rates of drug use. An average salary of $8,000 and an unemployment rate over 80%. This is in the U.S., and we just don't hear enough about it. But it's devastating, and the culture there is so unbelievable. It's beautiful, and we don't celebrate it because these people that have been generationally put down, and we partnered in a group called Art Space built this incredible facility there, and that turned into a gathering point for the next generation. We outfitted and built a professional recording studio in this building. And that studio has been around for a couple of years, but our first recording, we just brought all these people together who had been musicians on site that had never recorded music. And we put that together as an album, and that album just won the Album of the Year at the Native American Grammy Awards. And it just shows the level of talent, skill, and all these communities that just isn't getting out there because they don't have access. Here's another one in Thailand, the DWS school we partner with, where this is 1,000 girls from extremely poor situations from around Thailand. And most of them are orphans. And they live on site at this incredible facility. And they get just top-notch education. And music is a huge part of it. And the girls come out of this and become leaders. Which we see across the world that works. This is in the Groshong territory, Argentina, another indigenous community. And this is Playing for Change Day event, where they're celebrating their culture. It's similar to what talked throughout the time, there were just few communities that have been really beaten down, and they're starting to thrive again when we put this celebration of culture back into you. This is a program that just opened this year in Mumbai, India. So the science space, and it's accommodated classrooms in the Sonda Mumbai, there's separate spots that we outfitted. That's the mobile classrooms. We can reach those areas of the slums that kids get nothing. And we teach mobile classes on the spots every day, and it's an incredible response we've gotten from it, and these kids, and how they teach to it, and how that leads to them wanting to have an education. This is another program which opened in Groshong, India. This is northern India, where this is a school for 500 girls at the lowest caste that was built just a couple years ago, and we own the music programming there, and again, just highest level of impact. I was here last week. This is the Sahara Desert. In Morocco, we have a program in Mohammedan's Lane, which is the last oasis before it's just desert for all of Algeria. And this program is focused around anti-desertification. Basically, the Sahara Desert is keeping all of these villages alive, these ancient villages that still have thriving communities. And our program developed a system to push back the desert, and we won the Wholesome Price Architecture because of it, because of our school design, where we built an amphitheater and classrooms and gardens and all these things that have pushed back the desert through tree planting, rendered architecture, and innovative water retention. And that is now being taken as an example and replicated in other places throughout this town and other villages throughout. And I was just there for our music festival that I held once a year called the Men Music Festival, and it's in the Sahara, and it's all North African music, and you have just 5 to 10,000 people show every year now. It's really exceptional. This is in South Africa. You see all of these people marching from our program because one of our teachers was murdered by domestic violence, and this is what happens. These communities are not easy, they're not always safe, but they will come together and try to create change. And we see that just across the world at every program, that if you give them just an opportunity to come together and do it not through our culture, but through their culture, it becomes a movement and it becomes a way to create actual change. And that's why we are playing for change. Yeah, this is our teacher who was unfortunately killed. We host something called Impact Awards, which started in 2019. This is the premier award for major musicians and their philanthropy. People who have really led by example and given back to the world. So, this is still trial. This is one of the artists we honored, and it's become a real calling card for artists that give back, and we try to highlight that and get more and more artists to give back. Just why we have, I think, as I talk about coalitions, major artists, we launched our programs in Miami, DJ Khaled, programs in Colombia, alongside Shakira. We have all these artists that have come along and said, I got to be known for doing good, alongside creating, world without us. So, this is about the Impact Awards, so you can go on from there. This is Andre Ocelli, another Impact Award winner, and just what the award's on for him, based on the Golding. She actually covered with us. This is our opening of a program in this Atari refugee camp in Germany. We were sheep out of our program there. That's for about 70,000 Syrian refugees live there, and that program is staying out crazy. This is Anita, who was with our program in Brazil there. There's a bunch of kids in our program in Brazil, got to meet her at a concert. And, with those things too, we get to meet artists and idols of these kids, and getting to meet them, work with them, and set that example, it became so up. So this is kind of like Ghana, actually. We're building a whole campus there right now. This is northern Ghana. It's a considered more dangerous area of Ghana, and our program has been there for about 10 years and has grown to the point where we're now opening, and it's under construction now, a full it'll be the best cultural campus in Oregon by a long shot. So yeah, that's super exciting. So basically, I'm trying to do this quickly so that you have a hard stop in about 11 minutes. But I was trying to give you a quick overview of examples of our work and why it only works because of our coalitions and our partners. And we're constantly looking for more partners. I'm on the road all the time. I was in Morocco last week. I leave for Seoul on Tuesday to start a UN mission where we're redefining how we partner with private organizations and to redevelop areas that are going through crisis recovery. It's a constant battle, but it is a constant positive change. And something where I feel like the luckiest guy in the world to get to do this stuff, but it is nonstop because the need is never ending. And with the model of plan for change, we're able to go exponentially because, and which we have. I mean, I was brought on in 2019, we've grown by well over 1,000% since then. And that's the path we're on because of our coalition model and because of the power of music to create change. So I'll leave it there and happy to answer your questions.
Well, quickly, want to have the audience applaud. I can't tell you how much of an impact. I'm even choked up to congratulate you, but that work that you're doing to me is inspiring. But I also have a question. Did you learn how to play music when you were growing up?
Sure.
What did you play and what songs did you learn?
Many times. My parents went to Eastern School of Music, that's where they met. So my dad was a folk player and I was a flute player, and they went on to become a lawyer and a therapist, but they still played in orchestras my entire childhood. So I was exposed to music my whole childhood. I went to school on a post scholarship myself. I picked up guitar and drums and a bunch of various instruments, but I've played my life.
So from that, what is your why? Why do you get up in the morning and go to Korea, go to Ghana? What's in it? What drives you to do what you do?
I mean, I tell this to everyone, you come visit one of our locations and it'll inspire you for the rest of your life. And you'll think about it every day and you'll always remember some of those communities.